I'm gonna tell you the story of Emma Mallory, and she go to that church. Alright, Emma had two houses. One that she lived in that was their childhood home, and one on Norwood. So when I realized Emma was sick, all my life I used to go. Emma was my favorite aunt. All my life I used to go over there and look at Emma, take care of Emma, cut her grass and shit like that. I used to go over there kick it with Tommy. Everybody else in the family hated on Tommy because he used to drink and shit. I used to go down there and drink with the nigga and kick it with him and shit. But anyway, so when I told everybody Emma was sick, nobody knew because nobody spent no time with her. Like, she could go to church and stuff like that, nobody would know. But when it came to like motor skills, like writing and reading or sitting down talking for a long time, you know, I noticed stuff that they didn't notice. Just like with my daughter, in this family, they know everything. Ain't nothing wrong with Emma. That's what he said. Ain't nothing wrong with Emma. You know, he just, man, they the devil. I tell my so-called mama, you know Emma's sick. I just don't believe Emma's sick. Anyway, to make a long story short, a year or two later, she had two houses. Now, tell me if this makes sense. It makes sense to them because they the devil. Emma had two houses. One she grew up in, and the other one on Norwood. One day, she just mysteriously gives her nephew, Keith Hicks, both her houses, right? She had another lady living in the house who was homeless. He kicked her out, bought $100,000 off that house, right? And ended up losing the house. He bought $109,000 on Emma's house, right? Emma ain't never paid her rent, never paid mortgage or nothing. Keith bought $100,000. He got $100,000 off, $109,000 off that house, and $100,000 off the other house. He didn't get Emma shit. Put the house in his name. He started charging her $900 a month to live in her own house. Ask anybody. The house is so run down. Look, when he redid the house, I did the electrical work on the house. He paid somebody else to do the HVAC. The HVAC system was so crappy. Emma went 2 years without heat and air in Virginia summers and winters, and these people ain't say nothing. They kept talking about, stay out Keith's business. This nigga the biggest crook ever. Look, I cut a tree down for him. Matter of fact, if you want to know about anything about that house, pull up Emma's address. Y'all got it? Look at me and go to the city code of violations and see how many violations Keith had. Man, look, Emma used to be in the house 20 degrees, 9 degrees. Y'all know how cold it be in Virginia. I used to have to take her blankets. The only time Betsy go over there is to pick her up and take her to church. I was the one that did everything for Emma. So check this shit out. So they had a tree in Emma's yard. Go ask Ron Wilson, live right next door to Emma. He'll tell you. Tree fell down. Tree was real big, bigger than that tree. So limbs used to fall down. So me and Keith, the one who stole the houses, me and him agreed. One of the limbs was down because Ron kept calling the city like, man, you gotta cut this shit down. We agreed on $200 for me to cut the limb up and dispose of it. I cut the tree limb up. I pulled a muscle in my back, had to go to the MCV. Boom. Got that bill. I wanted to get paid from him. He told me he ain't got the money, so I told him, they talking about stop worrying Keith for the money. Why is you worrying him? They the devils, bro. Who do shit like that? Like, that's crazy. And then after that, so that day I said, man, something happened to Emma. I knew Emma was real sick. I said, Emma, if something happened to you, can I have everything in your house? She said, yeah. So I told everybody in the family. They're like, all right, well, something happened to Emma, you can have that shit. Don't nobody want that shit. Don't you know, as soon as she got sick, my mom became power of attorney. They threw all the shit away. The day Emma went in the, they put her in the old, the senior citizen facility, I was like, well, I was the only person for 6 years that had a key to Emma's house. Nobody had a key to Emma's house but me and her. But once Emma gets sick, my mama became power of attorney, man, they locked me out the house. You can't go in Emma's house. Man, I was basically staying there a lot. But now she got the power, she took the money and everything. Then my mama started looking through her checkbook. She was like, oh, I see, well, you done wrote yourself checks. I told you Emma was sick. If she needs shit written or she need to get cash, she can't really walk. You know what I'm saying? She can't write. Who the fuck else you think gonna write the check? You don't come over here. I won't write no checks for like no thousands. Emma was like, write it for 200, write it for 100, 300. That's what I was doing. The house was so old, man, the windows had fell out the house. People like, why you write this check for $300? What do you think wood, screws, and stuff like that cost? See, you don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with that house. That house, you guys, just go on the city's website and look at all the Look at all the violations that house. Don't listen to them. They the devil, man. Keith robbed both of them houses of $200 and some thousand. Nobody said a word. Them houses was left to their family. Nobody said a word. He ain't get nobody nothing or nothing. I used to cut the grass, wash the bathrooms. Emma was been using the bathroom on the floor and all that shit for years, and I told her, oh no, we just don't believe it. We don't see it. You don't see it because I clean it. Now guess what Emma at? She in their house, right there, doing the same thing, using the bathroom on the floor and all that shit. Now my mama like, well. I told my mom, I said, if Emma this sick now, don't you think she been sick for a minute? She told me, no, the medicine the doctor giving her is making her sicker. So you mean to tell me the doctor killing her? No, man. Emma got dementia, and that's a progressive disease. She is so gone now. She been there singing and talking to herself. She done had this shit for years, man. But these people never listen, man. And they let Keith steal. Ask yourself this question. If you own 2 homes, right? Just be real with yourself. Now, if you the devil, you ain't gonna be real with yourself. But if you got any God in you, be real with yourself. Would you own 2 homes, no matter how you get them, free? You don't owe no money on them. Would you get them to your nephew, let him borrow $100,000 off both houses? You don't pay shit for rent now. And then you will pay him now. You done let him get $109,000 off of that house, and you're gonna pay him $900 rent, and let him get $100,000 off of another house, and you can pay him $900 rent now a month for the rest of your time you there. For what? What you paying for? You could have kept the fuck out. She could have borrowed the money herself. It don't even make sense. But when you dealing with the devil, you just in him business. That don't even make sense, man. That nigga should have been indicted, bro. And this the wild thing about it. Keith grew up 2 houses down from Emma. His daddy lived 2 houses down from him. Man, it was so cold on days, bro. I used to have to take Emma blankets. Man, I got all that shit on video. All they do is lie. When he doing this, he just been sitting in that house. Man, I got like 10 world records. How I'm just sitting in the house? They just don't understand. They don't believe in God gifts, man. These people believe you cannot get no money unless you just go out here and be a servant for somebody else. And that's not true. The Bible speaks on gifts, and these people stay in church and still don't abide by none of the laws of the Bible or none of the laws of the universe. What are you in church for? Like, you run around telling people, oh yeah, I go to Moore Street. Man, stop telling people that shit. That's what I would stop doing. Man, it's nothing. I don't see nothing good in these people. Like, you going to church for what? Just to say you go to church? Man, they have pushed me and people around. Put it this way. Every woman that has ever met me look at my parents and be like, man, they look evil. I don't even want to come in your yard. Or, man, I don't care how much money they got. They treat you like shit. You know, like, man, you be so, everybody around here know the story. But see, they just done kept it so hidden because it's all them against me. But see, they ain't factor this into the factor that I'm not from their bloodline. I'm not that working class. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's not my bloodline. Some people supersede expectation, and that's what I do. But yeah, they robbed Emma. Now Emma in her house. And guess what? She wiping Emma's ass like I used to do. The difference is I won't give them but $100 a week. She getting $3,000-$4,000 a month. But now she know how I feel though. See what I'm saying? That's how God bring things full circle. Yeah, that's the Emma MALLORY story, man. For real. Keith robbed Emma. And then, man, she used to call him a shitbreak. He'll never call her back. Man, that tree, he had a tree in his yard that fell on dude's house next door. Ron Wilson. Keith ain't never called him back. Ask anybody on Edge Hill Road, anybody. Go talk to Ron Wilson. That's what you do. Go talk to Ron Wilson. Talk to the city inspector. See how Keith treated that house. When he got, you can go to Zillow and put in the address and see the money that he got off of it. You know what I'm saying? They don't say nothing about that. And then when the little stuff I did get out the house. Oh, and then when I went to get the stuff out the house, I was like, Mom, give me the keys. You know, Emma left me that stuff. I'm not giving you nothing. She locked me out the house in the snow. I had to actually go to Emma in the old folks' home, get Emma on phone, record her saying she was giving me the stuff. Then get Emma to call her and tell her, Bessie, this Emma, get Jawanza the key and the check. They won't never lock in the front door. Now they start locking the big door. Bro, for 6 years you won't even over here. Now she's sick. You taking over all her business. You gonna lock me out the house that I got all the videos. Check my page. I'm the one that cut the grass and kept the rats and shit up. These people ain't do shit, bro, but be evil. As soon as they see an opportunity for me to get anything, they block it. And then they straight turn Emma against me, tell me I'm stealing from her. Hell, she ain't have nothing. What, I'm stealing them old ass clothes? Come on, man, these people the devil, man. And that's where everything I got, that I say I got it in facts, man. I can show you on the, I film everything. I keep my report card. I have to, man, because when you fighting the devil, there's so many of them. They be like, well, one's of this. Well, I got this proof that say you lying. So what you gonna believe, my proof or they lies?